between my father's, stuff, and I've had some job interviews, in other states where I've had to travel. I just haven't had much time to practice.
So you're
Um,
looking you're looking for jobs. I would imagine in this in state and out of state.
well, like I interviewed in Alabama, Florida, Virginia. So yeah, several places.
So you went to Florida.
Yeah,
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 that's
West
far
West
away.
West
Wow.
West Palm Beach.
Wow. Nice. Nice. So you've
Yeah,
been traveling. You've been traveling quite a bit then. I mean,
yes,
Alabama,
I
Florida.
have. Yeah, I have. So, which is nice, in some ways, but it really sucks that I haven't had the time to put into this that I really want. Like I don't, you know, um,
It
I
happens.
just,
Um,
yeah, like just like like doing the Power Nine chords. Like I got the idea of how to make them, but just the
it requires
strength
time.
and the timing and all that, it just needs practice.
Yeah. So the thing is, I probably should write a book about the whole process of what it is to like grow in an instrument and become a guitar player, pianist, bassist, but in your case, a guitar player. And I've seen so many things on my years of teaching that actually like a lot of things are very very common and
Hmm.
they happen quite a bit. And many students, they think that it only happens to them or like they're the only ones that they don't have the time to practice. And the thing is, it happens to everybody. Now
Okay.
the thing is, you choose what to do with the situation. And I tell everybody this, every single student. This is in general speaking. So the student
Yeah.
chooses what to do with the situation. So people say, for example, like which I believe that's the bad response. It's like, what, I've been having a lot in my life, and and even though I love the guitar, I don't have the time to practice or something. So I think I'm not really going anywhere. So I'm just gonna quit the guitar. Period. And I tell them, why would you? It's like, we only live once. You really like the guitar, and the guitar is a process. And I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just saying that's one of the
Right.
responses.
Right. Yeah, I
And,
see that.
and, and I'm like, and then time passes by, and then you get frustrated because you could have accomplished so much in that time that you kind of quit, you know.
Yeah.
And the other people say, what, I don't have time to do the guitar thing, but I really really want to do it, and I'm gonna find time, and somehow they really do find the time to do it
Yeah.
because they have a strong will, and
Right.
those are the people that actually make it.
Right.
Understanding that you're not gonna have like a perfect ride. You're not gonna have this like perfect growth ride. That's not gonna
Yeah.
happen. That's unreal to think.
Right.
Unfortunately, a big part of your journey is dealing with frustration. Frustration,
Right.
for example, that you can't practice, or that you're gonna go find a job, or a lot of different things in life. And the people that actually make it are the ones that don't question it. They're like, okay, gotta do things, but I'll find time eventually to do the guitar, and they persevere through it, and eventually they find a way to be more consistent. But so in your case, and I'm not saying you're saying that, but I'm saying I strongly encourage you to always think of like what's next. For example, like,
Right.
okay, so I want to travel, doing this. I got this power nights that are really really giving me a hard time, but what's next? Like, what can I do to actually do that? Those power nights are no longer my enemy. And
Right.
then no, and do things in the guitar that I'm getting that are that eventually I can do that are hard for me right now. So I think so. Eventually, the people that actually like never question it and they just simply just keep going. Those are
Yeah.
the people that found true success in my under my teaching. For example, these are the people that found scholarships in colleges. They play at bands, they record in studios, they teach. Those are the people that actually made it to like become good musicians.
Right.
And then the other people, of course, which are the majority, unfortunately, they are the ones that they let life get in the way.
Right.
you know.
Right.
So just a little bit of psychology. I believe psychology is a huge aspect of our growth and our journey in this guitar thing. And if we're not in the right level of psychology, we're definitely gonna fail. because
Right.
a huge part of the battle is here, you know, in the mind. You know, and this is something that I've seen so many years happening, you know, to
Yeah.
every single person, pretty much, you know.
Right.
So just hang in there. You're gonna find time to practice. You will find time to get things done, you know.
Yeah, and I'm not. Yeah, I'm definitely. I'm not at the point of giving up. Like, if I'm gone 4 days a week, when I'm home, 3 days a week, I sit down for 30 minutes and I work on those power nine chords or something,
Yeah,
scales or whatever.
yeah, exactly, exactly. And I have students, for example, that they do a lot of traveling, so they actually get like a traveling guitar. They
Yeah.
go they go buy those cheap traveling guitars, and then when
Yeah.
you actually, you know, put it together,
Oh.
and they travel with that, and
Oh.
then and they practice. You know,
Yeah.
so it's food for thought. You know, if you're doing
Yeah.
a lot of traveling, and so those traveling guitars, they're not so expensive.
Okay.
The ones you can get for like $200 maybe 300, and you
Yeah.
put them together, and then you can use them to practice in the hotel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I had a student actually that traveled the world.
Yeah.
He traveled the world with those little things,
Yeah. That's
and he
cool.
practiced everywhere. He was a
Yeah.
businessman and he practiced everywhere. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was hilarious. So how can we make you a better guitar player? So we were talking about eighth notes. I sent you some videos about eighth notes and how to strum with them. And those will continue to be a little bit of a struggle,
Right.
but just take your time with them and watch the video over and over and over again.
Right.
And of course, if it doesn't make sense because you know of the way that I'm explaining it, always please let me know.
Okay.
Okay. So is the eighth note strumming, quarter note strumming, making better sense now? Are you understanding it, or is it still a very complicated thing in your head?
It's making better sense. Once I like learned to like just accept that I need to slow down the drum beat on the YouTube video. I got it better, and
Yeah,
um, you know, yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's pretty much understanding that, you know, you play a quarter note per kick and per snare. There's gonna be like two main kicks and two main snares in a measure. So you got like the kick on the first beat, second snare. The first snare is gonna be on the second beat, kick is on the third, and snares on the fourth. But what happens is there are some kick and some snares that are kind of like filler snares and kicks that they do in between the main ones.
Hmm.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
do different types of accents, and
Yeah.
those fillers are really important later on, so because you can match your rhythms with the drummer like that.
Hmm.
But before that, when you're just learning how to do just simple quarter and eighth notes, those fillers the drummers do complicate people. They're like, okay, when I hear like a snare coming in, should I be strumming on that snare? Should I not be? You know. So for now, people in your level, I tell them focus just on the main kick and snares. Don't worry about the fillers. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick, snare, kick, snare. It doesn't matter what they do in between. Just you gotta keep that parameter of the kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. And you're
Okay.
gonna notice that by doing that, that's gonna help quite a bit and to help you stay in the rhythm. Okay,
Okay.
so that's the best advice I can give you for that.
Okay.
The um, power nines are considered to be suspended second chords.
Hmm.
The reason why is because we are grabbing pretty much like a suspended second chord is it's a triad, a 1, 3, 5, but you remove the third.
Hmm.
You are replacing that with the second.
Okay.
Okay, with the second note of the scale. So, for example, if you are in A minor world, okay, and you play an A minor chord, the triad of the A minor chord is 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5 is a minor chord or a major chord, but in this case, let's talk about the minor. So if I play the minor notes of the A minor scale, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7 natural notes. The A minor scale and the C major scale are the only scales that have all natural notes. Okay, but I'm just using them as an example. It's just that they have natural notes. So what's going to happen out of these 7 notes? I'm going to choose 1 through 5. A, the C, and the E.
Mm-hmm.
Now grab and when I grab the A, C, E, which is the 1, 3, 5 of the A minor scale, that gives me an A minor chord. Okay. Now when I have an A minor chord, which is the A, C, E, and I take out the C, and I just have an A and an E, which is the 1 and the 5. That's called a power chord, a 5th chord.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're playing a power chord, you're just playing 1, 5. You're not playing any thirds in there. Just 1, 5. Okay, and you're completely ignoring the third. But in the case of the A minor, when we remove the third and we only have a 1, 5, and then we decide to add the second, and so we do 1, 2, 5. That's called a suspended second chord or a power ninth.
Okay.
Why power ninth? Because the power ninth is because the ninth is the octave of the second. So for example, if I go A, B, the second, C, D, E, F, G, the 7, A, B. See, it takes 9 notes. From that's why the power ninth or the suspended second pretty much are the same thing, because you're just adding pretty much like a 1, 2, 5. Okay. Right. So that's pretty much what suspended means. You are removing the third of the scale. Now, for example, let's say that I have a C major chord, and I have a C major scale. So the C major scale is going to go C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 7 notes. C octave. So what happens is I have C, D, E, F, G. So what I'm going to do is, in order to play a major triad, I'm going to grab the 1, 3, 5. So I'm going to go C, E, G. So when I play a C, E, G together, that gives me a C major chord in the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take out the E, and I'm just going to play C, G, and that gives me a C5, C power chord, because I'm playing 1, 5.
Okay.
Okay. And when I remove the third and I add the second, which is going to be a D, so I have a 1, 2, 5. That will be called a C suspended second or a C power ninth. Okay. Power ninths and like power chord, like fifth chords. Okay. Power ninths or suspended second chords are neutral chords. They're not considered major nor minor. Why? Because when I play, for example, an A major scale or an A minor scale, you're going to notice that 4 notes out of are the same and 3 notes are different. So if I play an A minor scale, for example, A minor, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. But if I play, for example, like an A major scale, it's going to go A, B, C sharp. But notice the B is the same. A, B is the same. The C sharp, the third changes. Then you got D, E, F sharp, G sharp. Okay, so what happens is the fifth is the same always. It doesn't change between if you compare between the two of them, and the second doesn't change either. They're both like universal notes. So that means, for example, if I am playing, for example, a C minor chord, and suddenly you want to harmonize with me and you want to play a C suspended second chord on top of me, you're gonna sound perfectly fine. If I, for example, play a C major chord the other way around, and you want to play a C suspended second on top of me, you're still gonna sound okay. And the same thing happens with the power chords. If I'm playing, for example, a C minor chord, and suddenly you want to play a C5, you're gonna sound perfectly fine on top of me. If I'm playing a C major chord and you want to play a C5 on top of me, you can. You're gonna be completely fine, because those are neutral chords that will work either in a major or a minor. Okay. So, and the same thing happens with the suspended fourth. What is the suspended fourth? The suspended fourth is when we are grabbing the fourth note, and we are using that note to replace the third. So it will be a 1, 4, 5. So for example, in the A minor world, I got A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab the A, I'm gonna grab my E, and then I'm gonna replace my third with the fourth, which will be a D. In this particular case, I'm gonna go 1, 4, 5. Okay. So it's the same concept, and pretty much what I'm trying to tell you today is that the power chord, which is the fifth chord, the power ninth, which is the suspended second, and the suspended fourth chords, which we're going to talk about. We're going to go ahead and do them right now. Those are universal chords that are neither major nor minor.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so for example, if you are in church, or and let's say you're playing a song, it's not like you see a guitar player that is strumming an A major chord, and you simply don't want to complicate yourself, or maybe you want to put distortion in that song and you want to play a power chord because power chords sound great with distortion, then playing an A5 on top of that A major chord will sound perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, if the guy's in an A minor key and he's playing an A minor chord, and you're gonna go and play it in A5, or suddenly you feel like you want to experiment, you want to play a power ninth, or you want to play like in a suspended fourth, they will work as well.
Okay.
Okay. So it's important to understand which chords are your neutral chords and which chords you really can't mess with. For example, like if somebody's playing an A minor chord, you want to play an A major chord on top of that, that's gonna sound pretty bad. Okay.
Yeah,
so
sure.
let's get into it. So I'm gonna grab my guitar. And I'm going to show you how to play these chords. Okay. All right. Just a quick thing before I forget. Next Saturday, November 4th, I am hosting a jam session. I already have some people that are actually signed up for it. So if you want to get in, just let me know. It will be next Saturday from 3 to 5 on November 4th.
Okay.
Cool.
It's 3 to 5.
Yeah, Saturday, November 4th. And I'll do it in my living room. I'll put the amps there because I'm expecting some a good number.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so just let me know, confirm with me, if you want to do it, and then yeah, it will be great to have you. Okay. So let's talk about the suspendeds. So you got the power nines, which is, I'm gonna make sure that I don't know why I'm seeing you double here. I'm gonna put myself in the call screen. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Yeah. I was like, why am I so dark? Okay, cool. So you got the power ninth, which so for example, if I want to play like a C, like a D power ninth, I'm gonna go to this D here, and I'm simply doing that, okay? And I'm pretty much adding this this E note of the D, which is D E, but I'm not. This is the octave right here. So what I'm going to do now, I'm gonna go ahead and play a suspended second starting on the A string, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna make a bar. I'm gonna play a D starting on the A string, and I'm gonna make a power chord just like this. So this is a 5. This is my index, my ring, and my pinky, and then I'm gonna simply make a bar right there. So for example, if I wanted to play a minor chord, I will put my middle finger on the 6th fret on the B. Okay, so here's the thing. This is a minor chord right here, but the rule is if you want to play suspended second, you got to take out the 3rd and you want to replace that with the 2nd. So if this is my 3rd, this is my middle finger, this is my 3rd note of the D minor chord, this is an F note, and right next to the F note on the bar right here, which is the 5th fret on the B, this is an E note. The 2nd of my D is DE, of my D minor, DE. So I'm simply gonna play the D minor chord, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out, and that will be a D suspended second. Why? Because I took out the 3rd, and I am putting my 2nd here, which is on the bar chord of the index finger. So I'm simply making a bar starting on the A string. This is my D. Make a bar, power chord. So this is my index. This is my root. This is my 5th. This is my octave. So I have a power chord right there, and then this note right here, which is the 5th fret on the B, this is going to be my second, and this one here is it's another 5th. So I got 1, 5, octave, second, and then 5th.
Okay.
So, okay. So this is how do you play a suspended second? Simply make a power chord. You simply make a power chord on the on any root note on the A string, and then make a bar. And then as you make the power chord, then simply make a bar right here. Just press all the strings at the bottom and have the finger out. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Those are just seconds. So look at this. This is kind of cool. So if I make a progression. That was all just suspended second chords. I was going from a D suspended second to an F suspended second to a C suspended second, and it sounded so cool like that. That sounded like a song, like an alternative song. That could have been anything. So they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. So please remember that in order to play a suspended second chord on the A string, you simply play a power chord and then you make a bar, and that's all you do. Middle finger out. Middle finger is not in at all. Okay. Now here's the thing. I can play a power ninth, which is this, or I can play a suspended second, which is the same chord, but I'm adding more notes, which is this. Now look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and play first the progression that I was playing with suspended seconds. Notice they sounded very similar, and it's because I'm simply playing the same chords. It's just that on the power ninth, I'm only playing 3 notes, the root note, the 5th, and the second, and I'm just doing that. But when I play the suspended second, I am playing the same 3 notes, but I'm playing more notes of them. Okay, right. And that's why they sound like higher. Okay. Right. So that's pretty much how you play a suspended second chord starting on the A string. Okay. That's very, very important. How do you play a suspended second chord starting on the top string? A little bit more complex. So, for example, if I go to the A here, and I play an A power ninth, this ninth here is my B note, which is right here. Okay, which is the octave of that low B, which is my second. Of course, right now I'm not pressing it. So pretty much my goal is I gotta make some type of chord here that is like, if I'm in the key of A minor, that is an A minor chord, but I'm gonna take that minor third and I'm gonna put a B in there. Okay, so it's a little bit more complicated because when I play an A minor chord, I'm making a bar just simply like that without the middle finger. See that I'm just doing this. That's an A minor chord sitting on the top string. My third though is going to be this note here that I'm barring. And in order for that to work, I would have to go down here to the B note to replace it, and I don't have enough fingers to do that. Right. Okay, so that right there is a problem. So a lot of people say, okay, so how in the world do you actually play a suspended second chord on the top string? And this question is, you cannot. The only way you can play a suspended second chord on the top string is by doing a power ninth. Okay. Because again, you're doing this, your minor third is right here, and then you would need to hit this note here, this B note. And you don't have fingers to do that. Right. So you could do something like this, maybe like that and like that, but that's an insane move. But even my long fingers, I struggle with that. So you cannot. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay. What do you do? What you can do is you can practice this power nines and also the suspended seconds. Now that I'm giving them to you, and I would actually make some I would go, for example, like a D suspended second. I will go to an F, suspend a second, and I will go to a C, suspend a second. And I will actually practice a rhythm that I gave you in the video with 8 notes and quarter notes.
Okay.
For example, we'll go, let's say I'm doing 2 quarter notes and then four 8 notes. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I did the C double, but if you want to do the C double, you could go to a B flat. So C to B flat, so I'm going like this. So D, I'm in the key of D minor. In this exercise, I'm going D, F, C, B flat. So write down those root notes, a D to an F to a C to a B flat. And I'm simply playing just suspend the seconds the entire time.
Okay.
Okay, very easy. It's like you're playing power chords, but you simply make a bar and go at it. People love them. People love these chords, and I love them too, because not only they sound good, but they're easy to play. They're super easy to play because you're simply barring the whole thing. You're making a power chord and you're barring. But remember, this is only starting on the A string. If you want to play power, if you want to play a suspended second on the top string, you need to play a power ninth.
So I'm muting the low
yes.
E.
You're using the tip of the index finger always to mute the top string. So every time that I'm playing this, mute it. I'm going to the F, mute it. I'm going to the C, mute it, and I'm going to the B flat, always touching. Okay. And this is the same thing for power chords or bar chords. Any type of chord that you're doing starting on the A string, you always got to use the tip of the index finger to mute the string above you, always.
Okay.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, perfect. So next week we're going to talk about suspended fourths. And for now, just have fun with those suspended seconds, and you're going to love them. They're fun. They're really cool.
Cool.
All right? All right, my friend.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.